You're feeling itchy, dry, and irritated right now.
When I'm around you, always.
All right, well, she may not be able to help you with that problem, but here to guide us is, with a little TLC, is licensed esthetician from Mia Skin Bar, Amada Taveras. Thanks for being with us.
Hi, thank you for having me.
I don't know if you can help Dan's problem, because apparently it's only dealing with me and not the skin, but what makes our skin so difficult to manage during the winter months?
So during the winter months, we are experiencing lower humidity in the atmosphere. So how that relates to our skin is every day we're having evaporation of water droplets leaving the skin. So the goal is to lock in that moisturization. So some things we want to avoid is definitely hot showers, even baths as well.
Well, how can you do that? It's cold outside.
Yeah.
You want a nice warm shower, a nice hot shower.
Right. So I would always recommend either taking lukewarm showers. We're not saying predominantly has to be completely cold, but also maybe warming up the shower beforehand, because when we are taking hot showers, most of the time you're removing the natural moisturizing factors from your skin, and then you'll be left with dry, itchy skin. Also, another really good tip is when applying your moisturizers, make sure that the skin is moist. That way, you're sealing in the moisture and you're not allowing the skin to
see, I do it right after a shower, so that's when you should, right? Because your skin's still moist.
But like after you dry yourself or towel yourself?
Yeah, of course, or it won't stick.
Wait, so you're saying like towel yourself off and then?
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Right, not more so like, when you get out of the shower, maybe go make a cup of coffee and then wait later on to moisturize. Just do it immediately after your towel dry.
No, do it while you're still wet. And why don't you put moisturizer on while you're in the shower? Why don't you try that, Dan?
That's a good option.
Listen, so when you say the hot water, that could affect like something like your scalp too, right? Because I suffer from dry scalp. Oh, wow. I go right in. I'm very honest, open book. So that causes some of the dryness, the really hot shower?
Yes, definitely, because it's the same thing, relatively like our skin on our scalp and let's say our body skin, very similar in nature. So essentially the same thing. You tend to be stripping those oils that tend to benefit the scalp, moisturize it. So if you're using super hot water, that's not beneficial whatsoever. So you want to go in, usually cold showers tend to be recommended for the scalp to also promote hair growth.
Yeah, never taken a cold shower, but thank you for the advice. So what are some of the key ingredients we should use to help then hydrate and moisturize when you look at a bottle of moisturizer?
Right, so we want something that's going to have a very high water content because hydration and moisturization are different. So hydration to seal in the water content of the skin. There are ingredients that are very popular now that are humectants. So hyaluronic acid is one. Basically holds 1,000 times on water weight, so it'll help to seal in all that hydration into the skin. We want to avoid any harsh acids in the wintertime, anything that's going to overstrip the skin, cause sensitivity.
How do you know? Says it on the
How
bottle?
do you know? So more so a guide I always tell my clients, for instance, is let's say in your daily routine, no AHAs or just anything that's going to be digestive, no strong acids. You want to go more so for like moisturizing, calming ingredients, and always opt for something that's going to have humectants as it'll deeply hydrate the skin.
I got to tell you though, because it's winter and we're washing our hands even more so now with the coronavirus and the fact that it's dry inside with your heat, my hands are so dry, and it doesn't even matter what kind of moisturizer I use on it. Is there a particular type that I should be looking for that may help?
So I honestly like one of my favorite drugstore brands, let's say for like more so moisturizers for the body, Eucerin, which is really good for most skin sensitivities, so like rosacea, eczema, psoriasis. We don't want anything with fragrances as it tends to cause irritation. So I know we all want those creams that are going to smell really good, but it has very minuscule benefits for the skin. At the same time, I know with the hand sanitizers drain the skin of moisturization, of course, we're being safe. So something else that we could also incorporate a lot in our homes because of the heaters, it tends to drain the humidity from the atmosphere. So it's actually recommended to incorporate a humidifier in your home.
There you go.
It'll naturally...
And lastly, we got to go, but what is the biggest mistake you see when it comes to people treating their skin in the wintertime, right? Like I just found out you have to have the humidifier to help us out, but what's the biggest mistake?
I would say the biggest mistake that people make is not switching their moisturizer. So essentially your routine should remain the same from summer to winter, but one critical step is essentially making sure that we are switching our moisturizer to something heavy and wearing sunscreen. A lot of people do not wear sunscreen in the winter time.
I know, I'm guilty of that, but that's so true. Okay, well, thank you so much. These are great tips. We appreciate it. Dan now knows that he cannot put on his moisturizer while he's still in the shower because that's not going to stick. We appreciate it, Amada.
Thank you so much for having me.